welcome back to this week's edition of Hawk Talk. I'm Ellie Hanser.
And I'm Seth Morkirky. Super excited to be back here on Hawk Talk. I haven't been on in a while, and it's been cool.
Yeah, it's been a little bit, and as you can tell, we're kind of in a different place, right?
Where are we at?
We're in the wrestling room. I wouldn't say it's a different place at all. This is a great place to be.
This is your home. This is your home.
This is a great place to be.
Yeah.
So.
Can you go ahead and introduce yourself for us?
My name is Coach Schlecht. I'm the head wrestling coach here at DSU.
Right. So we kind of mentioned it a little bit last week. I mean, not you, Seth, because you weren't there. But we mentioned how we're going to do a special wrestling episode this week. And so here we are. Here we are sitting here in the weight room, and we have
wrestling room.
Oh my gosh! We talked about it right before.
Yep.
It's like the W just starts. You know what I mean?
The wrestling room.
Okay, I'll stop and think for a sec. The wrestling room. Here we are. I learned.
Yeah.
So we're here in the wrestling room. Now I'm just all, I'm all off. But we're here to talk about the three guys that are going to nationals. So we have Gresh Jones, Jamie Mullins, and Payson Dirk.
Yeah.
Which we will get to. We'll talk a little bit about them. But to start, we wanted to ask a little about, some of the younger guys that may not have made it to nationals that had an amazing season. Can you tell us a little bit about how that Hearts of America tournament went?
Yeah, it's one of the toughest conferences. The Heart of America Conference is one of the toughest conferences in the country. Yeah. Grandview being returning national champs 8 times in a row. Missouri Valley is a very top-ranked team. Baker University, a top-ranked team. Graceland, I believe all 4 of those schools I just mentioned are all in the top 10, 12 in the country. Yeah. So the Heart of America had, I believe, 56 or something like that allocations for the national tournament, which was the most, I believe, allocations for a conference for the national tournament, which just goes to show that it's one of the toughest conferences in the business. Yeah. A great example would be at 165. There was the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the number 13 ranked kid in the country wrestling at that at the conference tournament. So, yeah, it's a tough tournament. Gresh's weight would be another example. You've got the number 1, the number 2, the number 4, and the number 15, and the number 20 kid in the country in that one conference. Yeah. So it's a great conference to be a part of. As far as the young guys go, getting that experience is great. In a lot of ways, though, we view it as business as usual. It's just wrestling. Takedown still worth 2, so it's no change there. We've been working and focusing on letting that be a fact, not letting that be a factor, and just go out, wrestle, and 7 minutes of hell and get after it. Yeah. So.
Well, moving into the national tournament, we've got 3 guys going. Can you explain how the bracket works and how some of the guys got in and how Payson kind of came in a little later? Yeah,
so the allocation process is kind of a tricky process. It's not the same as the NCAA process, and it's not for any former NAI wrestlers. It's not the same as it used to be. What it is now is if you are ranked in the top 20 in the country, then you create an allocation in your weight class for that conference. So say 3 guys in the 125 weight class are ranked in the top 20, and you place in the top 3 at your conference, you are automatically going to the national tournament, whether you were one of those ranked guys or not. Okay. So in Payson's situation, we'll use that for an example. The top 2 guys were ranked. The top 2 guys in the conference were number 1 and number 3 in the country. So if you place in the top 2, you automatically go. Payson was not ranked in the top 20. We've been in and out of the rankings in that 16, 17, 18, 20, and then out. So we didn't create an automatic allocation. But then he finishes 3rd. Based on his kind of season performance, we as coaches and then an oversight committee votes on national wildcard bids, and he fell into that category. And so his kind of his body of work based on the season is what created the opportunity for Payson to wrestle at the national tournament.
Yeah, that's good to know. And the actual tournament itself, how does that actually work? You have to win. You can't lose if you want to take first, correct? You got to win in order to get first, but you can kind of battle back, and you have to battle back in order to get 3rd.
Yeah. So you have your national champ. He's got to win all the way through. First and second would be that situation. You get to the semis, you're guaranteed top 6. And then coming through on the backside, third place guy is what we call a consolation champ. There's a reason they call him a consolation champ. They're not just a third place guy. They're a consolation champ on the backside because they've essentially the best guy on the backside that has one loss. And then the top 8 guys are considered All-Americans.
Right.
Placing the top 8, you're automatically considered an All-American. And you know, it's a seeded tournament. It's seeded based on an oversight committee that has to get passed through, and all of the coaches have to agree on it, and those kind of things. So there is some processes to that as coaches and as an oversight committee and the NEI board and all those kind of things. But in general, let them wrestle.
Yeah.
Yeah, business as usual.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's good.
business as usual. I like that. That's going to be the motto today, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, you guys actually have come into the interview process for Hawk Talk hosts. So the question that Seth actually asked me and mine, and I think that we talked to Gresh and a few of the other guys throughout this time, and actually one of my favorite questions I've been asked, if you were to pick who to wrestle, would you rather wrestle a bear, an octopus, or Ethan Gosticki?
And why?
And why?
And why? Mm-hmm. Can I choose all 3?
Yeah. And tell us why.
And tell us why?
At the same time?
I don't care.
Okay.
We'll go around robin,
Yeah.
match of 3. I'll start with the top seed. I'll wrestle Ethan right out of the gate.
Okay.
I just have to stay out of the over and unders, and I'll be fine. Get to his gas tank, and I'll be all right.
Okay.
I can't even remember what
A bear and an
a
octopus.
bear and an octopus. I'm gonna wrestle the bear in the finals. So then second round match, I'll have the octopus. Probably gonna go a full 7 minutes. That's probably gonna be a tricky pin.
Yeah.
I have lots of Lynn options. So as long as I maintain hand control and keep my feet moving, I'll be all right though.
Okay.
The bear probably, you know, it's gas tanks. I'm not going to have a better gas tank than him. He's not going to have a better gas tank than me. The strength factor, I'm probably going to be a little more technical in that situation. I feel pretty good about that. Some experience and times probably. I mean, how many matches has he wrestled? How many have I wrestled? Kind of situation. I feel just fine in that situation, I guess. But tank is going to play a, you know, yeah. So I think that's a great finals matchup.
Yeah.
It's a great finals matchup.
That might be the most technical answer we've had.
Yeah.
For that one.
For that?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm the first person
I'm
to
that-
wrestle all 3.
I'm disappointed in our guys.
Well,
I am disappointed.
we'll ask them. I was going to say an octopus because
You were you were going to say an octopus
For-
answering for me
for
or
me,
for yourself?
For me, yeah. I mean, I
That
knew
doesn't
you,
surprise
I knew
me.
you would, beat all 3 of them. I don't want to wrestle Ethan. I don't want to wrestle Bear. I don't really want to wrestle an octopus, but if I take him to land, I think I can beat him. I don't have to wrestle him in the water. I can take him.
Yeah,
to
because
land.
wrestling's not an
It
aquatic
doesn't
sport.
exactly,
Yeah.
but I take
It's
him
not
out of
an
their
aquatic
element.
sport. It's not an sport.
That just
You
wouldn't
never-
even count. That wouldn't even
But
be a wrestling
see, when
match.
we ask this question, the guys think that we have to ask them. They have to wrestle in the water for some reason. We never said that.
No, it's a
Yeah.
it's
So they
a
never
re-
choose the
it's a
octopus.
it's the sport of wrestling. So rules would apply. Like bears can't bite in the sport of wrestling. So that would eliminate that factor out of him, right? So that's why I'm not nervous about that.
Exactly. Right.
He's
right.
got to pass skin and nail check. The bear. So like there's rules.
Right.
We
there's
have rules.
Yeah, exactly.
There are rules.
Yeah.
See, this
good.
is good.
Yeah.
This is good. I'm glad we asked you that question.
Yeah.
Well, we got one more question before we
Okay.
give you
yeah.
the
I'm super excited about this one now. Let's do it, Seth.
Okay, well,
Okay.
you've been in this position before, taking guys to the national tournament, both as a coach and as a player, as a wrestler, and you've actually been a national champion. You're hanging on the wall.
Right there. We just
out
saw it
there.
on our way
Yeah.
in.
I mean, what is the thought process like as a wrestler, as a coach, and how are you preparing the guys to go into it?
I think we discussed this. It's business as usual, and I know that's really, really easy to say as a coach, and it's easy to talk about on during a Hawk Talk, during press, with the newspaper, radio, TV, whatever that may be. It's really easy to say those things, but it's business as usual. You don't want to change anything. Coach O'Donnell, who was my coach when I was competing, used to say, dance with what got you there. There's a lot of value to that. Don't go, being somebody you're not. Don't go wrestling something that you're not. Dance with what got you there. It's business as usual. Those cliche things mean a lot to us. That's how we operate.
Yeah.
Trust your gas tank, go hard, give them 7 minutes of hell, those kind of things. But it really is, just because the mat, is a different color, just because it's up on a raised stand, those kind of things doesn't change anything. A takedown at the national tournament is worth 2 points.
Yep.
All season long, takedown was worth 2 points. Nothing changes. So we're going there with the exact same intention, that we're just going to wrestle 700 minutes, be offensive, be aggressive, and be ourselves. And we put ourselves in those situations. We do a good job of that, and great things happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, that's very well said.
Anything else? I do say most
I
things
thought you were.
well.
I was waiting for you to say that. Yeah. The last time I said that, you said, "Well, we got a shirt for you."
You have a shirt for
coming
me?
from the
from the
applause. We
audience.
haven't. I'm excited. We
didn't get an
get to
applause.
give you one of these.
Yeah, I've never
You
gotten
flew
a
on
Hawk
Hawk
Talk
Talk. You
shirt.
finally got one.
Wow, I've
Kinda
been here. Okay,
New this year. New
Yeah.
this year. That's why you haven't
Yeah,
got one.
go grab me a Sharpie out of my office, kid. I'm gonna have Seth Workerke sign my shirt.
Wow.
That's gonna be
Wow,
right.
that means a lot.
Okay.
Thank you. That really means
Yeah.
a lot. It does.
We'll find a good spot here.
What do you?
I'm
I
thinking.
take my shirt off, have you sign it?
Oh, geez, that'd be. I'm thinking too that I'd have you sign it like Octopus Victor or win
Okay,
the big match.
you want me to keep
something
it
like
off the
that.
letters, right?
No, I want it on the
You want
letters
it- okay.
so we can
Okay.
see it. It's
Yeah,
So,
on that white.
You want me to write?
I mean, whatever, dude. You got to find your way of
Yeah,
how
right,
you would
right,
beat
right,
the
right.
octopus.
Yeah.
Evaluate it, right? You're an
Yeah,
athlete,
I'm an
former athlete, and you
I
can
wrestled
figure
when I
this
was like 6 or 7. I used to choke kids out. That's why it was illegal. So that's
out.
why-
Yeah,
That's
You
kinda
didn't
why
get the
I
nail
said-
check.
yeah.
That's why.
Maybe you need more time to think
Maybe.
about it. Do you want me to buy you some time to think
Buy
about
me
it?
some time. Yep.
Okay.
Say any last words to the
Yeah.
Any last words?
Yep. What does DSU mean to you? We
Yeah.
haven't asked you that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great question. This has been a busy week. We've had a bunch of guys on campus, recruits on campus and stuff, and I've been asked that a lot. What DSU, so that's a great question, kind of in a theme that we've been chatting about, but what DSU means to me as Coach Select. The ironic thing about DSU is DSU is not a person. It's not a place, it's not a group of people, it's all the people. This DSU wrestling program is not Dickinson State's wrestling program. It is not Coach Select's wrestling program. It is not Coach O'Donnell's program and former athletes and former alumni. It is our program. It's all of the people that are involved with DSU. And that's what makes DSU wrestling special and important to me is that it's everybody that's a part of DSU wrestling, right down to the moms of the athletes that are here, the dads of the athletes that are here, the moms and dads of the athletes that are your former alumni and those kind of things. That's what DSU means to me is it's about all of those people, and it is our program. And that's what I think is really cool about DSU. So
Wow.
that bought you time,
That
dude.
bought me time. I'm gonna write.
You got distracted.
I'm
though
gonna
by my
write with
words.
dance with what got
Dance
you
with
there.
got you.
I like
I really like that.
that.
I'm gonna take that and run with that. I might get that tattooed, but.
I like that.
Hey,
Thank you.
folks, you can't
Yeah.
get this anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay? Can't get this anywhere.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We'll be back right after this with a couple of those athletes.
Hey guys, it's Tyler with Immovable Ministries here, and I'm so excited to be able to be the sponsor for this year's Hawk Talk. If you'd like to find out more about Immovable Ministries, you can visit our website at immovableministries.com.
Well, welcome back to Hawk Talk. We have a couple of guests with us. Two of them you might recognize. They've been on the show before. One, this is his first time, but we're going to start over here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, what you do here at DSU and where you're from.
I'm Gress Jones. I'm a senior in the physical education department, and I'm on the wrestling team.
My name is Jamie Mullins. I'm a senior in environmental science department. I'm also a wrestler on DSU's team.
I'm Payson. I'm a senior in the exercise science, and I'm also on the wrestling team.
A couple of wrestlers here. The reason we got you guys on, you were the three who are representing the Blue Hawks at the national tournament. Yeah. We're excited. Gresh, I want to start with you with one question. You probably have the most experience out of the three. I know, Jamie, you've been there before. But Gresh, you probably have the most experience going into the tournament and at that high level. How are you preparing these guys, and how are you kind of preparing yourself for this?
Yeah, you know, it's like Coach was saying about the business thing, but it's just I've been watching a lot of videos of wrestling, and they've been talking about relaxed confidence. And that's pretty much saying you know that you've done everything up to this point that's got you here, so stick to it and just go out and have fun with it, and you'll do just fine.
Yeah, I remember you saying something similar to that last year, kind of preparing. And last year you were an All-American. Is any of that kind of running through your head, like I got to do better, or are you kind of just here it is, business as usual?
I mean, you're as an athlete and a competitor, I'm always thinking, yeah, I want to be the best guy, but it's a little different this year too, especially since I'm a senior, so it's my last go around.
Yep.
Today's going to be my last practice with everyone in the room together. So the emotions are starting to take in a little bit, but you know, I'm just treating it. Once I get there, it's gonna be a fun time, and I got to make every match count. So
yeah, what a fun time.
Man, last practice, that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wild.
It's exciting though. I mean, Seth and I, we've been there.
We've been there.
But it's like fun. It's nostalgic. It gets a little sad, but here we are.
Yeah, you make us cry.
So Jamie, yeah, come on, we're just tearing up on the show. Jamie, you're a senior as well.
Yep.
So you've had a lot of experience. Is this your second year at nationals?
Yeah,
right?
this is my second year qualified for
competing.
nationals,
So you kind of have some experience under your belt. So you've kind of seen it all. So this first round, you're wrestling. What was his name? Julian Nelms from a smaller town in Florida, and he's just a freshman. Has him being a freshman kind of changed like your preparation at all?
I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the brackets at all.
Really?
I never do, actually. Like sometimes if I've wrestled a kid before, sometimes coach will tell me or something, and you know, it's this kid, but he never tells me very early. He'll tell me right before the match, because really I never change my game plan for other people. And whoever it is, when they step across the other line, I got to beat them anyways. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a returning national champ. Doesn't matter if it's the worst kid in the country. I got to come and I got to bring my A game. And you never know what to expect. I mean, kid could be a freshman, but he could be really good. Kid could be a senior, but he could have barely made it. And you never know what to expect. So mentally in my head, I prepare my side of the game, and then my big deal is trying to make mid-match adjustments. If I know what that kid's coming at with me during match, that's what I got to change and adapt to. I can't, I'm not gonna sit here and study kids for hours and say like, oh, to beat this kid, I have to, come over here or defend this shot. And it's helpful to know a few tips going into it, but I'm gonna wrestle pretty much the same I always do, and beat whoever's standing across from me. So
That's good. Wow, I love it. I mean, there's a difference in all three of you guys' minds, and probably preparation and technique, I'm sure, and you can kind of see that between you two. Payson, you're into the tournament kind of on that wild card, at-large bid. Tell us about that process, how it was kind of, you didn't really know right after the tournament?
Actually, when the tournament got done, I took third, and I thought that I'd qualified. So
Okay.
I thought top three had gone.
Oh, okay.
So I got super excited and walked off the mat, and then was kind of standing there talking to Schlecht, and he's like, "We'll figure it out later." What are you talking about? Like, what's going on? He's like, "We'll let you know when we know." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so that's not how it goes,
Wow.
I guess."
Yeah,
And then
so you didn't know.
yeah, I didn't know until last Tuesday is when I got the call. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
How has it been since then, kind of preparing you? You had a couple of days where you're kind of up in the air, but then once you did it, you hit the ground running. What's it been like?
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been fun. Kind of the same, just keep going. It's just an extension on the season. Just more wrestling that I get to do, get another opportunity.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's exciting. I mean, I don't know how anyone would really do it's kind of coming over some adversity, and
Yeah.
now you can just wild card. I kind of like it, like the name, like wild card.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, we want to ask a fun question, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's fun, probably not fun for you guys to think about, but we want to get your perspective on what's the food that you probably crave the most, or the thing you probably crave the most during wrestling season that you kind of got to hold off. I know it's a little bit different. Sometimes you can indulge sometimes, but what's that thing that you crave that you just want all the time?
This is kind of cruel. They're cutting weight right now.
you
And
guys
they're all
want to go for it?
oh, you started off.
Oh, okay, well, you guys all know my cravings.
Yeah.
The coach knows my cravings more than anybody. I drink a lot of Monsters. I love Monster energy drinks.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually had to go teach class, and I had to tell them not to drink these Monsters, but
Here you
inside I
are,
was thinking, yeah. So, but I'm a Monster, and I'm a junk food kind of guy. I mean, that's just I got a sweet tooth, and that's what I go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naturally. Jamie, what about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Miss kind of like, pop and gummy bears, that kind of stuff. Like just that stuff that you don't, like I said, necessarily get to have in the season. And like, I don't know, there's a lot of parts in the season though where I just miss water, like, or, anything, like just being able to eat and drink whatever I want, whenever I want. Like I miss the freedom more than I miss the actual food. So, but I'm excited. I might go to Taco Bell or something after the season. Get some junk food. And I'll feel horrible. I'll feel absolutely horrible afterwards. But
I don't know if
Yeah.
Taco Bell's good at any point.
no, never. But it tastes good.
What about you, Payson?
King's Buffet. I miss King's Buffet a lot. Yep.
That's a bold move.
You knew it right away, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it a lot. Yeah.
You were saying gummy bears, like kind of right
Yeah.
off the bat, so that's interesting. All right. Should we change up the order here? I mean, Gretcha's gone first every time.
Going first.
So, Payson, I heard that you have a little training buddy in the morning. Is that?
Me and Payson get after it in the
Yeah?
morning.
Right?
we left, you know,
Something that, yeah, usually lets me in.
I let him inside, then he lets me into the weight room. That's how it works.
Oh.
But I say I'm his training, but he's working way harder than I am. But
You don't go and you guys don't work out together, or?
Together, but not
he lets
together.
me. He lets me pick the music. It's always Gresh would like the music.
I would love it, yeah.
What music do you guys listen to?
We listen to pop music.
Yeah?
Hot pop.
Ever since Gresh told me he likes Sweet But Psycho, that's what I listen
Yeah.
to.
A lot of guys been hating on it, but we love it.
We love it.
So you'd be okay with like listening to that in the morning. Do you like that? I feel like I've listened like you've played some music and I think it's a little.
I listen to everything in the weight room. Like I always get yelled at. I'm the one who gets singled out if it's dirty music, but I'll play whatever. I like to listen to whatever Trey Fishbach puts on. That's my favorite.
I've been in there with him. I don't think I like
What
it.
is it?
Yeah.
Usually 90s country
Yeah.
or
I'll
older.
head in that
Yep.
wall.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Anyway, Payson, have you? I mean, we talked to Jamie about how he's kind of been preparing for your opponent. How have you been getting ready?
The same. I have no idea who
Same?
it is, so just
Okay.
trying to have fun. No
Yeah.
regrets. Yep.
Exactly. Just go out there and that's it. That's really cool. I don't know. I was expecting like a lot of film to come in to play. Like, I think, but I don't ever wrestle. So yeah, that's
Like I
hard.
said, I wrestled when I was 6, so
Yeah.
we did
were
a lot of
both
film study
expecting-
back then.
Gotta hit it hard, yeah.
Used to choke kids out. I have a question for all three of you. I think like athletics in general are pretty physically tough, mentally tough, emotionally tough. I think college athletics in general are even more, and I think wrestling is probably at the top of that tier. And you kind of talked about the emotions of wrestling and the emotions of being a senior and entering this last day of practice, this last weekend of competing. How do you battle throughout the season, whether it's battling through injury or battling through a loss? How do you battle through mentally, more so than physically?
Yeah,
All
I
three of
mean,
you guys.
yeah, the mental side's half the game.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone talks about being the physical and strong, tough guy, but you gotta have technique and you gotta, like they were saying, watch film. I watch a lot of film every day when I go in that room to run. I'm watching film on top level guys, seeing what they like. I'm watching film on me, seeing what I need to do better, stuff like that. But with the injuries being sick, that's huge too. I mean, Payson was sick this whole week pretty much, and he's going to the national tournament. Last year at the nationals, I got sick. It's just something you got to deal with and overcome, and that's why it's such a tough sport. You walk out there, they don't know that you've been sick or injured.
Yeah.
That kid might be sick or injured. Tougher dude's going to come out on top. So.
Wow. Yeah. Jamie, what's kind of your process?
Yeah,
mentally
I mean,
battling?
wrestling's taught me more about mental adversity than it has anything physical. I mean, and that's all part of it. Is like your body can push yourself, or I mean, you can go for a lot longer than you think you can. Your mind just always tells you to quit so much sooner. So that's a big deal for me, at least, is trying to completely prepare my body to give yourself confidence in your mind. And that's a big thing we talk about in practice and stuff. And that's why, like coach and stuff, he'll push us until like we've gone farther than we think we can or something like that. And then at the end, he might tell us for how long we've gone, and you kind of shock yourself that way. So, I mean, the mental adversity part is such a huge part of the game too, because I've seen it too with really good competitors who come to a national tournament and they kind of shut down, and then you see kids who come nowhere out of a wild card spot, and they're excited, ready to have fun, and they blow the bracket up and change rankings and that, yeah, exactly, that's what we're looking for. So that's just a very big part of it, and for me, like I said, just trying to be confident in what I've done and know that I've I've done everything I can to prepare, and then just going and having fun and enjoying this experience, because I know that this is something that's very short-lived, and I'm excited to let it fly and see what happens. So.
Yeah, mine is just more confidence than anything. Trying to build confidence all year. I kind of struggled with that early on. Got really bad like match nerves and stuff, but now just having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And just trying to keep having fun. That's what it's all about.
Right. Business as usual.
Yeah,
Good
absolutely.
motto. I like that. Well, we know, we know your favorite songs. We probably know who's going to be running the aux on the trip down, right?
That'd be that one.
Gracious.
Probably, yeah.
Who
I got a
sings the
question.
loudest?
Who sings the
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the trip. We'll be cutting weights, so watching our weights. So I'll probably be sleeping, but if any of us is gonna sing, it'd probably be me, and then they'd make fun of me. But
Well, we heard there's a couple of dancers on the team.
Yeah.
One, I think you taught a class earlier today, right?
I'm pretty good at the watermelon crawl.
Do you want to show us?
I can
Yeah.
show you guys a couple steps.
okay, a couple
steps
steps, yeah.
at least.
Yeah,
All
let's
right. So we'll start off with the first couple steps here. Got to get this out of the way just in case.
We need some
So,
space.
all right, first basic steps to the watermelon crawl. We're gonna go a toe heel cha 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 with our right leg and then our left leg. So it's super simple. We're gonna go toe heel cha cha cha.
Oh, okay.
Toe heel cha cha cha. After that, we're gonna do a step kick back touch. Step kick back touch with the right leg, then the left leg. So we're gonna do step kick back touch. Step kick back touch.
That's awesome.
Then we're gonna do some grapevine, but I don't want to run into anyone here.
Yeah, right,
but
right.
it's all about moving the hips a little bit, all about moving and just having a good time dancing.
Would you guys say he's probably the best dancer on the team, or who is? I guess I don't know if I've seen anyone dance better than that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that
Like,
now.
Yeah, I
think
don't
he's the
know.
best.
Those twinkle
Don't
toes.
listen to that guy. Don't listen to that guy. I might throw Big D in there just because he gives so much effort, but
Yeah, he moves a lot of mass.
he tries his best. So I'm
moves
gonna
a lot
throw
of
him
mass.
up there. But
That guy gets low too.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Good.
Who's the best dancer out of us, team? Seth?
Me, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to give you that. I don't have any
I could
rhythm.
see.
I don't even think I
Seth
could do
doing
that.
I can dance. Well, we asked Schlecht this question. We're not going to ask you it because I think most of you guys have answered. It's the who would you wrestle between a bear and octopus and Ethan Gosticky. I don't know if I've heard a more in-depth thought process than that, which is cool. That's why you got him as a coach. That's why he's a wrestling coach.
Yeah.
But I want to see if you guys can give us your best Schlecht impersonation. I know I've asked you that last year, but what's your best Schlecht impersonation?
Go first. Yeah.
I have to go first.
Yeah.
Tim standing right there watching.
Yeah. It's gonna get his room running sprints
Am I
later.
am I answering the question how he would answer it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, probably something like the octopus would be under the water, so I'm not going to do that. And the bear probably had bad cardio or something. I think I could out tank it. And Ethan had bad footwork, so I think I could do that just fine. In the end, I think I would come out on top against either one, all three of them, whichever one I wanted to wrestle.
That's very
That's
close.
pretty
He
spot on.
did
Yeah.
actually wrestle the octopus.
Pick the
Yeah.
octopus.
He said he'd wrestle all three of
Yeah.
them.
The octopus
But
would be
then
all
you-
7 minutes.
Yeah, it take all 7 minutes because all the hand
Yeah.
work. Is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
technique work? Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Jamie, what's your best impersonation?
Oh, I'll just go back to like the same face he used to give me when I was a freshman. And it was just this, and then I'd walk by him in the hallway. Hey, coach, how's it going? And it was a great relationship we built. It was great. So now he says hi to me every once in a while. I mean, he's sticking around here for like 5 years. Totally different guy. He's opening up. He smiled at me once this year, told me good job. I was pretty excited.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I was
Gretchen,
stoked.
what about you?
I don't really got an impersonation. I mean, I've worked with the guy for 3 summers, but I know him super well. He's just a good guy, and he doesn't really give me any faces, or he just tells me good job and you got this. So
There we go.
yeah.
That's nice.
He was way nicer than you two.
Yeah.
Great.
That's
Coach.
yeah.
Well, let's
He's
see.
driving, huh? Is he the driver?
Oh, we're flying. We're
Oh,
flying.
oh, you're
fine.
Fine.
Flying,
Yeah.
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 Come on, that's awesome.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's
that
a
makes
new
me feel
experience,
better.
right?
Yeah.
What's
It's
that
awesome.
going to be like?
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
It's gonna be different. I'm not used to it, kind of. I'm not used to like having to like weigh my bag before I pack it, and make sure
Yeah.
it's under that kind of stuff. But
Oh, you're gonna pack that much?
oh yeah, I like to. I mean, we got a lot of workouts when you get down there and stuff. Got to lose a lot of weight. Yeah.
It's gonna be nice not to sit on the bus.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. My bag's got to slim down. I got to slim down.
Yeah.
Nice to
Well, that's cool.
fly, make it shorter on us.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, I got one more question. It's kind of the staple question to what Hawk Talk is. Payson, you've never been able to answer this, so we'll start on your end and then work your way down. all three of you guys being a senior. Payson, you have one more year though, correct? With you redshirt, so you got another year. These two, it's your last year. I mean, what does being a Blue Hawk mean to you?
That's tough. Just opportunity. Like, this place gave me an opportunity to keep doing what I love and keep wrestling. And that's pretty much, I'm just trying to make the most of every opportunity, and I think that's what everyone's trying to do when they're here.
Yeah.
It's about as good as I can put it.
Yeah, that's well said. Jamie?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to pick a different word than that, opportunity. But it's given me a great environment to grow as a person and individual between, all the stuff that I've done here and all the chances and at things I've gotten to do between wrestling, rodeo, and graduating with a great degree that I'm excited to get. And then it's the relationships between all those teams, all those teachers, and all the other people that surround DSU makes a great community and an awesome place to develop and get better in this stage of my life.
Absolutely. Gresh?
Yeah, I've said it a couple times, but big thing about DSU, the reason why I chose to come here is the family atmosphere and the relationships you build. Like, every morning I get to wake up and I get to see my girlfriend, my brother, my cousins, and one of my best friends. So, there's not a lot better than that. And then I get every year a new group of kids comes in that's freshmen, and I'm a little guy, so every time a little guy comes in, I get to teach him what I like, and then just build relationships off that. So,
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think this university is blessed to have all three of you guys here and representing us at the national tournament. We're excited to see how you guys do, and we'll be definitely watching and cheering you guys on from afar. We have a shirt for you, Payson, since
you guys are
you haven't had one. Jamie, Gresh, you guys have your own.
Got one, yeah.
Here you are, though. You can check it out.
I should have worn it today.
Pretty sweet.
I could have signed
You
it.
guys all should have worn it.
I
And
didn't-
Payson
yeah,
would have just
I know.
Just
put
wear it
one
on
out.
the
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous,
Pretty
Coach.
sweet.
Got
So
to
you're
sing
gonna have
it.
to rep that.
I'm on.
Yeah, you guys are a very select, group.
I know. We're high up
It's kind of a
there.
big deal. Yeah, but thank you guys again. Good luck this weekend. Travel safe, and we'll be rooting for you guys the whole time.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Watching from afar.
watching
Thanks,
from
guys.
afar. No, I thought we were flying down. Wasn't that?
Oh, yeah,
we're gonna hop in one
We're
of the
catching a
bags.
flight.
Right on.
Yeah. Just kidding. We'll be back with a short recap right after this.
Okay,
Okay.
we're done.
Anyway, we have Hawk
We're done
Talk,
here,
to
yes.
film.
I
We have
got
to talk
so
about-
interested in
Yeah.
the wrestling. It's our wrestling episode.
Yeah, we're gonna go to nationals actually.
Yeah, as you know, I wrestled when I was
Yeah.
6 years old.
Choke some people out.
I really did.
You definitely didn't.
I was like
pass
choking them out and
What were all the checks that Schlecht was talking about?
the nail and
Nail.
the hygiene test or something like that.
The chokehold test.
Chokehold
They actually were testing to see if you do it.
And I passed.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Exactly. Anyway,
Back
let's see.
on Hawk Talk.
We had
for a recap, quick
yeah,
recap,
for a quick recap, really quick.
really quick
Yeah.
recap.
We had basketball this weekend for playoffs, or this last week.
weekend, yeah. There was the playoffs and then the conference tournament. Unfortunately, both the men's and the women's team lost in the opening round.
Yep.
Men had a home game, lost by, what was it, 1?
Three. Yeah.
3 to Waldorf, who ended up taking second in the conference, only losing to Mayville by 3, which was goodness. Mayville's a good team. Waldorf, really came on at the very end. So.
Yeah. So congratulations to
Yep.
all those seniors. They
Yep.
had an amazing career, and we're happy to have had them here, especially since a lot of them were transfers. I think that they definitely found a home here. So
Yeah.
that was good to see, but hard to see them go. But it's
Yeah.
crazy that basketball's already over.
Crazy basketball's
right?
over. What are we into?
We're into spring? Oh, softball.
Softball.
We're springing forward.
Softball. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They played Valley City this past week. Valley City's ranked
10 in the
like
nation.
10 in the nation.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're not ranked, but we beat them. We beat Valley City. I'm
was-
not surprised.
Yep,
but
12-8 too, so it's kind of by quite a bit.
I think that kind of shows maybe the national people. Hey, Dickinson State University is maybe worth
Yeah.
putting in the rankings. But I'd say that about any of our teams. I would take our team over anybody. So
Yeah, but it's really exciting to see.
just my humble opinion.
Yeah, and Jaya Allen, again, she was player of the week.
Yeah.
The conference player of the week previous, and she had some big plays in that Valley City game, so it's exciting to see.
I'm sure she'll be getting it again. Probably not her last time getting it.
Yeah, and she's only a junior too, so she's just killing it.
They're heading to Arizona
Yeah,
soon,
they're going.
right?
They're gonna go get some sun in Arizona
Next week, March 12th through
Yeah, the 21st.
21st. Get to go play a bunch of games.
That's like 10
in
days.
some nice weather. That's
Yeah.
gonna be cool over spring break. So we'll be keeping up with them during
Yeah.
that. Is there anything else going on? Is golf is going to
Golf. Yeah.
Arizona for spring break?
Yeah.
Maybe we should get them on.
Yeah.
Before you guys. I mean, I'm
Yes.
you and Coulter.
Oh, come on, miss this. Yeah, who needs Coulter anyway? I'm just kidding. Just
Coulter.
kidding,
Coulter,
Coulter.
we're
Just
kidding.
kidding. Just kidding. I hope you're having fun in class, learning a lot about the presidents. Right? I think that's what it is.
He's learning about the presidents as a.
Yeah.
I've actually been to that class.
Yeah, you have
I
to
know
grade the
I
presidents.
know it's. That's actually one of my favorite classes
Yeah.
that I took here at DSU.
Yeah. So
It
he's
was
doing
It
that.
was a very cool class.
It's important to go to class. Go to class.
Go to class.
Oh, rodeo. What's going on this weekend with the rodeo? Wasn't there an event?
You're supposed
might
to
have
come
just made that
prepared.
up.
You might have made that up.
I might have made that up.
We need to get rodeo on. We know
Yeah.
that.
We'll practice bull riding.
We'll go out to the arena.
Are we
Maybe
missing-
we should. Maybe we should go out to the arena. Baseball is not here yet, but they have some kids. They're adding kids
Yeah.
daily. We're taking scholarships at the Heritage Foundation daily. If you want to give to a baseball scholarship, we will gladly take that. We're trying to really jumpstart that program right away.
Yeah. How was Bikeathon this last
The
weekend?
bikeathon last weekend, I actually didn't have to ride.
Oh, you didn't?
Thankfully,
What?
yeah, it's kind of crazy. I didn't get to ride, is what I meant to say, unfortunately. But it was good. We raised over $15,000.
Woohoo!
Had 12 clubs and organizations participating. Just a really cool turnout. I mean, out of the 3 years that I've been a part of it, it was
Yeah.
probably one of the better ones. It was
That's
really
exciting.
fun.
Yeah. And then looking forward to this weekend, we have the national tournament for track.
For track.
For track, yeah,
Yep.
and wrestling. And then softball leaves on the 12th, so
Yep. So we got some stuff going on. It's kind of a slower week,
Yeah,
except for
slower.
the weekend, and then next week's a little slow as well. But
yeah.
got
It'll
some
be-
exciting things that we're excited for those wrestlers to get out there and
Yeah.
really show the world who they are. Business as usual, of
Business
course.
as usual.
Yep.
What did you sign the shirt with?
Yeah.
Dance with,
Dance with what you got.
yeah,
What
dance
got
with
you
what?
there.
Yeah, that.
I would say dance with what you got, but dance with what got you there is an incredible quote. I seriously might get that tattooed.
Yeah, I really like that.
We'll see. Coach Schleck gave me a Blue Hawk Wrestling sweatshirt for us giving
Yeah,
him
it's
a
a
shirt.
hoodie
so,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I got
Thank you
a
to
sign
him
it
for
too.
that. Yeah.
Thanks for mine too.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I think that's
It was
it.
really
Thanks
fun
for coming on
interview.
and filling in. It's always great to have you, especially if I wasn't going to interview 4 people. That would have been a little exciting.
It's always
Sure,
great
you
to be
guys would have
back.
loved to see it.
They would have really loved it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as always, Hawks are up.
Hawks are up.
Yep.